in the last unit that you have, Unit 4, which is talking about hormones. First of all, let's know what do we mean by hormone. Hormone is a chemical substance that controls, organizes most of vital activities and functions in the body of living organisms. Hormones are secreted in the body by some organs called endocrine glands or ductless glands. So the endocrine glands, they are ductless glands that secrete their hormones directly in the blood without passing through ducts. But before we are going to go through our lesson today and explaining what do we mean by endocrine or endocrine glands and the types of hormones, we should know some concepts about the hormones. Hormones are secreted, as we said before, in the body by some organs called endocrine or endocrine glands or ductless glands. This kind of glands is called that name because they secrete their hormones directly in the bloodstream without passing through ducts. Okay, as we explained before, these glands secrete more than 50 hormones in the human body, and the cells that hormones affect are located away from the endocrine glands. This why bloodstream is the only way of hormones to reach their sites of action, or what is known as the target cells. The most important endocrine glands in the human body: number 1, pituitary or pituitary gland, thyroid gland, 2 adrenal glands, pancreas gland, reproductive glands. And here is the illustration where is the location of the glands in our body, even for male and female. For pituitary glands in the brain, and the thyroid glands and the adrenal glands above the kidneys, pancreas beside the stomach, and testes for male, and 2 ovaries in female. Starting with master gland, which is pituitary gland or pituitary gland. Below the brain, this is the location, and it's very small as illustrated in this figure, at the size of a pea seed. It's called the master gland or the main gland. Why? Because it secretes hormones that regulate the activities of most of the other endocrine glands. It consists of 2 lobes, each one secretes various types of hormone. Can you imagine the number of hormones that's secreted by pituitary glands, and it controls everything in our bodies, starting with growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, which is known as TSH, adrenal glands activating hormone, for mammary gland activating hormone to secrete milk during breastfeeding process. Number 5, for sexual glands activating hormone, 2 testes in the male and 2 ovaries in female, that regulate the growth and the development of sex organs. Number 6, which is secreting hormone regulating the amount of water in the body and facilitating hormone during delivery. So again, examples of hormones secreted by pituitary gland: the growth hormone that controls the speed of growth of muscle, bones, and the other organs, determine the height of your body when you become a growing up. A hormone that activates thyroid and 2 adrenal glands, hormone to activate the sexual glands, the 2 testes in male and 2 ovaries in the female, when the person is about to reach adulthood. Other hormone to activate mammary glands to secrete milk. So starting with growth hormone again, the importance: it controls the speed of growth rate of a body, muscles, bones, and the other organs. So it determines the height that the person will reach when he becomes a fully grown. But sometimes there are some diseases resulted from the growth hormone disorder in the human body. These diseases are dwarfism and gigantism. Dwarfism, the reason for it: decreasing in the secretion of the growth hormone at the childhood, while gigantism increasing in the secretion of growth hormone at the childhood. The feature of this order for dwarfism is that the body stops growing so the person becomes a dwarf, while the feature for gigantism is continuous growth in the limbs, bones, so the person becomes a giant. And here is a photo that illustrates the gigantism and dwarfism. There is a big difference between them, and both of these diseases related to the growth hormone. Thyroid gland. It consists of two lobes located in the front surface of the neck, both sides of trachea, linked together by a small part. The hormone secreted by thyroid gland is called thyroxin. The importance of thyroxin plays important role in the food assimilation process. It liberates the necessary energy of the human body from food, and thyroid secretes other hormone which is called calcitonin. The calcitonin hormone controls the level of calcium in the blood. And here are two diseases resulted from the thyroxine hormone disorder in the human body. Number one, simple goiter and phthalmic goiter. Okay, the difference between them. Simple goiter due to decreasing of the secretion of the thyroxine hormone due to the lack of iodine from food as it enters in the hormone's structure. While the reason for exophthalmic goiter that increasing the secretion of the thyroxine hormone in large amounts. Okay, the symptoms of this disease: enlargement in thyroid glands and the neck, while exophthalmic goiter, enlargement of thyroid gland accompanied by loss of weight, tension, and exophthalmosis. So again, simple goiter, enlargement of thyroid glands and neck because decreasing of the secretion in thyroxine hormone because lack of iodine from food. While exophthalmic goiter, enlargement of thyroid glands with loss of weight, tension, and exophthalmosis because of increasing of secretion in thyroxine hormone with large amount. Okay, after that, let's talk about the two adrenal glands. They are located adhering to the top of kidney, and they secrete adrenaline hormone. The adrenaline hormone, its importance, it stimulates body's organs to respond to emergencies like fear, anger, and emotion. Pancreas gland. It's located between the stomach and the small intestine, and it secretes two hormones which are insulin hormone and glucagon hormone. So again, pancreas gland secretes two hormones which are insulin and glucagon hormones. The importance of insulin hormone: it reduces the level of glucose sugar in the blood by stimulating body cells to use glucose as a source of energy and liver cells to store excess glucose sugar in the body in the form of glycogen. The second hormone is glucagon hormone, and its importance: it contradicts the function of insulin hormone. Why? Because it increases the level of glucose sugar in the blood by stimulating the liver cell to convert the stored glycogen into glucose sugar that releases into the bloodstream to be available to body cells. So now you know what happens when the level of glucose sugar in blood increases than the normal level. The pancreas gland will respond by secreting insulin hormone. On the other hand, if the level of glucose sugar in blood decreases than the normal level, the pancreas gland will respond by secreting glucagon hormone. Here is the features of disorder of secretion of insulin hormone, which causes a disease called diabetes. It is a disease caused by the decrease in the secretion of the insulin hormone, which leads to increasing the level of glucose sugar in the blood and its existence in the urine. The reason, decrease in the secretion in insulin hormone. And the symptoms, number one, feeling very thirsty, and two, multiple urination times. The last gland that we are going to talk about, reproductive glands. Two testis glands in male and two ovaries glands in female. The two testis glands, they secrete testosterone hormone in male that's responsible for the appearance of male secondary sex characters. While the two ovaries in female, they secrete two hormones. Number one, estrogen hormone that is responsible for the appearance of female secondary sex characters, and progesterone hormone. It promotes the growth of endometrium, the lining of uterus. And here is the summary for this lesson, the gland's name and the hormones that's secreted by these glands and the function of it. Okay, see you next time inshallah in the revision, and we have finished our curriculum for grade 9. Hope that you enjoyed this lesson, and it's very important to know something about yourself. Keep safe, stay home. Thanks for watching, and see you next time inshallah.